Okay, I am doubling up on filming today. Just don't mind my meat. By the time you see this video, that video will already have been out. So what I'm making today is salted caramel sour cream cake. Really easy. It's a white cake mix, and you make it according to the box directions, and then put half a cup of sour cream in, and then bake it according to the box. I'm gonna start by spraying my pan. And what I like to do when I make cakes, I really like that spray that has the flour right in it. But I only ever had that in my kitchen, like maybe I had like 2 cans of it, and I don't buy it because it seems unnecessary. So what I like to do is spray the pan and just take a little of the cake mix and use that to flour the pan, because then you don't have actual flour on the outside of your cake. You've got cake mix and it all just blends together. And then you can take the rest of this. It does kind of clump, but it'll break loose. Do it over a bowl. And it works all right. You get a few thicker spots. It's not a big deal. And then we just mix up our cake mix. Water, oil, eggs. 4 egg whites. So this is a white cake mix because it's a caramel cake. So I guess white is gonna show the caramel more. I don't know, whatever. And I don't have a use for the yolks right now. I probably should just save them, throw them in with scrambled eggs or something. Yeah, actually I think I will. There we are. All right, and then we do a half a cup of sour cream. My oven's almost preheated. This goes in for 35-ish minutes. I want the toothpick to come out clean. And that is the base of the cake. We got started on this last night. I threw the cake in the oven. That's all I did. Oh, I also shucked the corn. I'm making cornbread, stuffed jalapeno cheese, and bacon bites. I had some fresh corn, and Google said I could use fresh corn husks. So I took them off last night and just left the corn open. We'll probably eat that tomorrow. That's all ready to go. I don't have dried corn husks, but like I said, Google said I could use fresh ones. So Google knows everything. I'm going to get the bacon in the oven cooking and then start on this part, which is making the actual bites. So let's do that. Cornbread tamale bites. That's what they're called. Got like 6 different names on this recipe. So I will link any recipes that I have. I think all of them have recipes today. Although one of them, I don't know if it does, but I'll link whatever I have. Let you know how they are. These looked delicious. I love tamales. I've never made them before. I think this is kind of a good jump into it. And this is pretty basic, and using cornbread is not the same as a tamale, but that's what the recipe says. That's what I'm doing. All right, and then it says, prepare the corn husks by soaking them in water so they're pliable. These, again, are fresh, so they're pretty pliable. And then cut into 4-inch squares. It's pretty big. I'm just gonna cut the ends off that are curling. And I don't know what corn husk is 4 inches wide, so I don't know how you get a 4-inch square. But we will do our best. And this apparently only makes like 12, because it says to use 12 corn husks. All right, I'll just save these. If I need them, I'll cut them. These look fine. This is trash. All right, place them into a cupcake pan. So I'm just gonna like kind of wrap them around, I guess. Yeah. That looks fine if it'll stay. Got some corn hair in there. All right, so this recipe says to use Jiffy cornbread mix. I have this Martha White, so I'm just gonna mix this according to the directions and use that. So 1/3 milk, 1/4 cup of oil, and 1 egg. So hopefully once I get the cornbread mix in here, these stay a little better because these are popping up like crazy. It says to spray them so that the muffins come out better. A little of this goes into each one. These little cornbread packages don't go far at all. Probably gonna end up using like 4 of them. What's your question, honey? Ask me again.
Why are you using brown husks?
Because these are supposed to be tamale bites, and
They're made out of fish.
They are, and the husks from the corn give it a flavor from corn. Corn flavor. And when you make actual tamales, you use the husks like this.
The corn on the cob.
The corn on the cob shell.
Corn on the cob shell.
All right, so I got 2 trays, and then we used muffin tins for what we didn't have for the corn shells. So I'm just waiting for the bacon to get done. We can make the filling. And I ended up using 3 packages of these cornbread mixes. That wasn't terrible. Okay, I've got these wrinkly jalapenos. I'm gonna roast them in the oven and take the seeds out, and then that's gonna be part of our filling. They are looking pretty roasty. Oh, all right, I think they're done. And then the bacon's just about done too. Oh yeah. Got these off the pan. I'm gonna let them cool. Start on the filling. So it says 1 package of cream cheese. It doesn't say to soften it, but I'm assuming it's gonna make it easier to work with. So I'll just put it by the hot stove for now. And then I gotta shred up cheddar cheese. It says a cup of cheddar cheese, but I'm sort of doubling this, I guess. It's supposed to make 12, I got 24, so do 2 cups of cheese. And then it also says scallions. I have green onions, so I'm gonna use that. So these are my frozen green onions. It says to use 3 scallions. So we'll just go like that. So I've got cream cheese. I've got another package too. I'm gonna just warm this in the microwave for a second. It's kind of like a jalapeno popper cornbread. Then a little bit of this filling goes on top of each of these, and I can already tell they're gonna overflow. So I took a little scoop out of each one and made another pan so there's room for this filling because it was looking pretty loaded. You just put a glob in there and it'll melt into there and hopefully be delicious. So these go in the oven at 400 for 15 to 20 minutes. And we'll see how they look. Okay, so I just took these out and I turned the other ones. These obviously cooked quicker because they're a lot smaller. They smell delicious, and we are going to take a taste. Oh my goodness. We're gonna let it cool off though, because that filling is gonna be scalding, right? Oh my god. Scalding?
It's good though.
They smell so good.
Good kick too.
Okay, here's the cake. It says to poke holes in it, so this is just my spatula from the frosting. So the recipe calls for like canned frosting. Oh, this is not working. It calls for canned frosting, but I don't use canned frosting. I learned my lesson last time. So I've got some frosting going. Then it says to take half the jar, so we warmed this in the microwave for about 15 seconds. And then that sits for about 5 minutes, just to kind of soak in. This is the frosting. This is just a basic buttercream. I left it pretty thick. We dump the rest of this in here and mix it together so it's like a caramel frosting. This is amazing. It's very sweet. Maybe a little too sweet, so I'm hoping the cake balances it. However, it looks delicious. Well, it is delicious. I tried it, but it also looks delicious. Okay, so this goes over the top of the cake. Cake looks so mangled. I won't see it in a minute. Okay, there is the cake. I will try to get a picture of it cut. I feel like it's gonna get eaten all up because it's quite good. So this is 1 hour soft and buttery dinner rolls. This is my go-to recipe for dinner rolls. I'm making the dough and then I'm using it for a pull-apart pizza bread. Okay, so I've greased my pan for the pizza pull-apart bread. I've got a cup No, 1 stick of melted butter. I'm gonna add Italian seasoning, garlic powder, and salt. I will link the recipe. I'm only loosely using the recipe. I feel myself saying that a lot. And then for this, you can use like biscuit dough, I think it says, or like Rhodes rolls. This is just my go-to, so that's what I'm using, but it's pretty, it says biscuit dough. It's pretty versatile. So I'm just gonna take chunks. It's a little stickier than I usually make it. That's okay. And then in the recipe, it says to put it in a bundt pan, but I don't have great luck getting it out of the bundt pans, so I didn't want to try to mess around with it. So if you had biscuit dough, you'd probably just cut them into quarters like a monkey bread. Probably take like half of this butter mixture. And then we just layer in mozzarella and pepperoni. And it doesn't say to shred the mozzarella, it says to cube it. So we'll do that. And then we'll put the next layer on. This smells amazing too. I hope I have 3 wins today for my recipes. So that's it for this. It goes in the oven until the biscuits are done, or the dough, and the dough takes about 15 minutes at 400. Throw it in the oven, we'll see how it looks. All right, this is the pizza pull-apart bread. It looks really good. And then I've got a jar of pizza sauce to go with it. So we are heading out, and that's it.